And I'm Shaylin.
And this is Shea Scare Lounge. And look at that. We did it correct.
I know, we're getting good. It's only took us like
14
times.
14
Yeah.
13. Yeah. I think we're on episode 15 now. So whatever.
Really?
I know. But today we're talking about wrong side. Child's play.
I mean, you're sitting right where Chucky is, like his hair is your hair. So yes, do you want to do a little synopsis of Child's Play?
I'm right here. Boom.
Or should we just assume everybody knows this movie?
I assume everyone knows. It's got like 5-6 different like sequels. It's got at least 2 reboots, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's so many, but like we're talking about the original Child's Play.
The original awesomeness that is Child's Play, which I thought was Sam Kinison as Chucky. It's not.
No, it's what you mean, the voice? What's his name?
Well,
Dora. What's his name? Dora.
I
was reading about who played Chucky because I just assumed, I don't know, that it was I figured it was some type of animatronic, because
the original one is, yes.
Yeah. And so, but there was actually like a couple scenes where it's a real guy. So they had to like make the set bigger. When he's on fire, it's a real dude, which is crazy.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I know. And then when it's
Brad Dourif.
Tiny, yeah, that's who's voicing him. And then there's a guy, gosh, and I feel bad for not knowing his name, Ed something, that actually plays him when he's on fire. And then there's a little girl who's someone's sister, I forget. Like, once again, I told myself I was going to read some facts going off knowledge from like 20 years ago when I first saw this damn movie. And I thought, why doesn't someone just kick the damn doll down? Like, what? It's like 3 feet.
It's this big. Why is it that he has no muscle, no strength? Like, I don't understand why you can't
sneaky.
just
like, he's a sneaky little, Charles E. Ray.
Right. But then when he jumps out onto you, it's like it's literally a doll.
Right?
It's a doll.
Like if that was a 3-year-old, wouldn't you just launch them off you?
Right.
Like, if there wasn't an 11 manner.
Like,
I mean, like you can take control. It's a doll. But right. I like the whole story. I mean, in the original, they do the voodoo plot line, which I think they didn't do that later in the other ones because it got kind of weird.
I feel like it was very 80s reboot, to be like voodoo plot line.
Right? I know.
It's very 80s.
You just default to voodoo.
There's only a couple things. It's Indian burial ground or voodoo plot line.
Which, it's probably because white people were writing it and they're like, ooh, what sounds the scariest? Voodoo, which is like not, it's a religion, like anything else. I was watching Major League last night and, Serrano,
right?
He uses voodoo to win,
right,
with Joe Boo. So it doesn't always have to be a scary thing. It could actually help you. I think that's the guy from the State Farm commercials, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. He has that great voice.
Yeah. But I don't think, is he in that? That's not him.
Oh yeah, no, he's Pedro Serrano.
Is he really? That's not him. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I'm gonna bet you for like the millionth time.
I'm gonna have. Hold on.
$500
has nothing to do with Child's Play, but let's look it up anyway.
Just look up Major League Pedro Serrano, and it's the Allstate guy.
Yeah, no, I need to look at it.
Or no, State Farm. No, it's Allstate. Allstate. I always mix it.
I know who you're talking about.
The great voice. He has such a great voice.
Oh my God, it is.
I know. God, like when will you realize that I'm just right all the time?
But you're not, though. Like, let's
for the most part.
So
correct answer.
It is, Dennis Haysbert.
Yay, I win.
Good job.
And so, yes, they do the voodoo thing. Charles E. Ray was like happening during that crazy storm, and he gets killed.
Well, it creates the storm. The storm comes.
Yeah, he goes into the doll.
Right.
Because in the reboot, the guy actually puts a chip into like an evil one because I think he's unhappy at work. He's working in like a sweatshop in
the original sounds way better. I don't even need to see that to know that sounds.
I thought
like
it
crap.
was watchable. It wasn't like terrible. Obviously I'm more
partial. I love that you're like it's watchable.
But the original Child's Play has that warm nostalgia,
it does
90s TV movie almost that I like a lot, and it's a single mom just trying to do the right thing. Also, her kid's a little shit though. Like, can we admit that? Like in the beginning, Andy's kind of a little turd. He's
kind of a spoiled pain in the ass, even though the mom is like single mom trying her best and working at like Macy's or whatever. By the way, her boss is like an asshole, but whatever. Like you're like, it's
I
my
mean,
kid's birthday.
most
Fuck you, you need to work.
bosses. Yeah. I would be like, I guess you didn't have a choice. And then her friend goes to work and gets murdered, like she
Right.
goes
She
to
goes
babysit, I mean, for
babysit for
her,
him. Yeah.
being a good friend, because that's what I was trying to real like I was like, why did he kill her? Like, what did she do? Wasn't she nice? Wasn't she like the nice?
Because she said that Chucky couldn't watch the 9 o'clock news. It's like, so
That's
she's
right.
a horrible
Like,
person.
didn't she check them in and like kiss them both or something? And then she gets
Yes.
murdered.
And then he was like, Chucky wants to watch the 9 o'clock news. And she was like, no, fuck that.
Well,
Yeah.
because she's like, it's a doll. Are you okay, kid?
Right. Like it's a doll. How old was he supposed to be? Like 5, 6? And why
She
was
says
he?
I think she says which birthday it is. I don't know. Yeah, he's like an
Yeah,
adult.
something like that.
They always want to make like for some reason I think they like to project that kids of single mothers are like mature or more mature because maybe they have more responsibilities or something, like going back to the Ring
I
or
know,
any
yeah,
other.
but keep in mind the time, like it was the 80s, the latchkey kid. I was a latchkey kid.
I wasn't born till 98, so I don't. You had to think for a second. I was 5 in the 80s, like at the end. So my friend Jenna, who just came to New York and loves our podcast, shout out to Jenna.
Shout out to Jenna.
She was like, oh, she thought, we were the same age. She was like, oh, she seems like someone I would really like. And we'd all hang out. And I was like, oh, how sweet. I said, Shea, likes to boss me around because
well, I'm older. So I have the right.
By default, you boss me around. But yes, I think a lovely, simple premise of this film, doll is possessed, attacks people to venge. Like, does he really just want to kill the cop that killed?
He just wants to kill. Well, he's a serial killer already. Like he's like the strangler or whatever. And so he gets in this doll and he wants to kill the cop. So he's after the cop and the guy who like left his ass there to die and get shot by the cop. Cop played by Chris Sarandon. I love him.
Yeah, he's cute. The cute one, right? He's like the detective,
but he's like also creepy looking. Like he just looks scary. He usually plays like he was from The Princess Bride.
Oh, wasn't he?
That's Prince Humperdinck.
Another scary movie we already watched or no?
Fright Night.
Well,
he wasn't.
We haven't seen him yet, but that one yet. But I watched that. Okay, I knew it. I was like, I just saw this guy.
Oh, I love him. He's fantastic. And there's a scene where she's in like Chucky's house or something, and so she walks in and then he like creepily comes in the shadows behind her, and I was like, dude, I don't care if he's a good guy or a bad guy, if Chris Sarandon is coming up out of the shadows, it's freaky. It gets creepy as hell.
He has one of those, like I always say, even about myself, I couldn't play like an angel or something. Like I just naturally have like an evil look. It's the pointy features, I think. Like I just look like a witch naturally. And he's the same way. Like once you see him in Fright Night, like you just think of him as a vampire.
He's just like a fantastic bad guy. Because look at him as Chris Humperdinck. He's just fantastic.
I don't know Princess Bride as well as most people do. I think that's our.
I don't know how we're friends. I don't even understand.
I know most of the quotes in pop culture, but
dude, you're gonna have to sit and watch it. It's the most amazing movie.
I've been forced to watch it. Same with Star Wars. I'm always forced to watch those. Unlike a horror movie such as Child's Play that I will choose to watch over.
And then Catherine Hicks, who is, I had to look her up. I was like,
from
wow,
Seventh
she's
Heaven.
so familiar.
Seventh Heaven mom, right?
Seventh Heaven mom, yes. And I was like, that's where I know her from. But there's so many things about this movie. First of all, that Brad Dourif guy, he's in like everything, but you don't remember him. He's just like in the background. But then when you see his face, you're like, I see him in everything. He's like always in the background. He's in everything.
It's a character actor. That's what you call those people.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, I don't know the lingo.
No, but that's what it's what like Steve Buscemi was before Boardwalk Empire. Like, you literally saw him in everything. And then
I love Steve
Boardwalk
Buscemi.
Empire, he's the star. Everybody is.
We should get him on here because he's fantastic.
Yeah, he goes to a pizzeria that used to have my picture on the wall. So maybe I'll just, wait around there creepily. And
I think you should. Just take a whole day.
Like, I don't think we're doing anything
and just wait around.
Except being famous. Please
ask the people that work there. Be like, Steve Buscemi comes in. Call me up real quick. I'll run over.
Yes, I like saw him from afar once. Was like,
That's what you did.
It just froze. So this
Mhm.
series, what was the first one? What year? 80s.
88.
Okay, 88. So, and then it spawned into a whole world of Chucky crazy sequels. And like, I
Yes.
think at first, probably what I saw first in the theater was like Bride of Chucky. So it had already gone like real. And he
Real deep,
becomes,
real
I
deep.
mean, he always had his kind of like one liners in the beginning, but
Mhm.
then he really took that, like we've discussed before with Nightmare on Elm Street. He takes like that comical kind of one liner
Oh
thing
yeah.
later in the series. At first, he's supposed to be scary and, you know, you
Yes.
fear this doll that you could easily just kick in the face,
Right.
but nobody thinks to do that. And they're very afraid. And yeah, then it goes into the ridiculous seed
Well,
of
yes.
Chucky. I don't know if you
I
watched
mean,
that.
and then what this is what I will say about this, what I've learned over my years of horror films is if you make friends with an evil person that turns into a doll or whatever, maybe don't tell them you're planning on turning them in or not helping them because you'll just die.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
why do people do that? Why do people go, you know what? No, I'm not going to help you. You need to go to turn yourself in, or I'm going to call the police. You die. Like, just shut up. Just say, yes, I'll help you. And then
yeah.
escape. Don't try to help, or at
Well,
least, or don't tell them bad news either. Like, don't go, I cannot help
yeah.
you. Like, you're stuck in this body forever. Like, just go, yeah, I'll help you. And then murder him. Like, I don't understand.
What is the idea with so I know at the end he's burned and he's like still going and it takes like a
Right.
bullet to kill him. But
Right.
oh, like was that the only way to kill him? Like
It was supposed to be, according to the voodoo master, Dr. Death is his name.
Perfect.
How are you like a good guy? And like for
Yeah.
trying to be like, I'm a good guy. My name is Dr. Death, PhD in death.
In murder.
But he was supposed to not be evil or whatever. He was mad at Chucky for being evil. Something. He's like, I cannot help you. You're evil or whatever. And I'm like, your name is Dr. Death. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't even understand.
But wait, he was just supposed to go into Andy, right? That was the idea. Like he was
right.
gonna...
He was supposed, because he apparently started forming human organs,
what?
like his heart just, starts happening and stuff. Miraculously creates in this like cotton body or whatever. And
I think it's
like
plastic.
you're turning human. And so you're supposed to shoot him in the heart because that's what's his heart. It's the heart. Okay. And but he was supposed to find Andy, the first person he revealed himself to, and then take over their body.
Got it. He reminds me of my brother. My brother had a My Buddy doll. Did you have one of those? Or the girl version? It was something else.
Kid sister.
Right.
I'm well versed on all of these things. I did not have any of those, but they actually stopped selling them. My buddy, or there was Chucky got in trouble or something because the likeness was so close to the My Buddy doll that they did not
same
sell.
Outfit, almost very similar.
Yes,
I mean, I'm remembering things from 30 years ago that how they play in my mind. I think I buried that doll after I saw this movie, like in my backyard.
Something similar happened to me, but it wasn't Chucky or My Buddy or Kid Sister or any kind of realistic looking doll.
It was a human.
Mine was yes.
So you just
mine was a Smurf doll. It was like a 2-foot tall, hefty Smurf plush. Somehow, someone, I don't know where I heard it from, probably some evil friend of mine, because I had evil friends at that time, told me that they come to life when you're asleep and kill you. So he went in the trash. And then Chucky comes up and I'm like, see, she wasn't wrong. Like, I don't know.
The Smurf of all dolls. Like,
well, he's hefty Smurf. He's the strongest Smurf.
Oh.
Yeah. So this movie, I always loved. I love the whole idea of dolls coming to life. I don't know why. Always been a big fan.
A weirdo.
Because I am a
weirdo. Seance in your house, hoping that dolls
bring the dolls to life.
We know.
But I just like I don't want them to have a mind of their own, though. I don't want that.
Obviously.
I love that no one believes them for like the longest time until they see Chucky moving and trying to kill people. Like,
it's always they find the battery isn't there. It's like always the same, like, we checked there is no battery,
Right.
So he's human and yada yada. But
that one does crack me because I'm always like, first of all, I understand. Can't you tell your kid no? Okay. Like they didn't have any dolls, or they were too expensive? Did you have to go to like the beggar or whatever?
The bootleg guy who only sell, and then he's like, later he's like trying to like rape her or something. Like,
right,
not
he
really
did, yeah. And then
like,
well, she's in a bad part of town. Apparently that's what happens. It's a bad part of town.
Well, then she shouldn't have bought a doll from the guy, you know,
right.
like, that's
and like
creepy.
what was the guy gonna do? Like take him back and be like, I'll just have Chucky hang out with me.
Oh gosh.
Like some of it was just like, wait, what? Did we just
Does that
coasted
really
over some of
I
this
guess
information?
back in the day when there would be like a Tickle Me Elmo or a big toy that everyone wanted to have, I think there were people like bootleggers like that, but I don't think it was a homeless guy in a shopping cart. It was probably like a normal person who went and bought all of them like a dickhead and then inflated the prices. You know?
Exactly.
It wasn't.
But even like that's what I'm just
some hobo. Like, I love all movies
when
I
forget, because I had forgotten about a lot of this movie and a lot of the details, because then while watching it I was like, wait, like how does he know to do this to get into the doll? And who's to say that the doll would be able to come to life if he put his soul into it? Would he just be like dead or something? Like, I don't understand. So much of it had me so confused. How does he know this? Why is he friends with Dr. Death? I don't understand. How did they meet? Can we do the backstory of that?
It seems like you would want a friend named Dr. Death to help you
that teaches you voodoo.
I mean, or something else to, like, you know, keep you alive after you die. Like, that the guy seems like a good friend to have. I mean,
right. And then he
wanted him to do the right thing. He didn't want him to be a
killer. Right. Yeah. So I guess what you should have done was, you know, try to get to a baby and then tell the baby, I'm this person, and then you possess the baby and then you live your life all over again.
Yeah, but then you have to like start. That'd be terrible. You know?
Sometimes, but then it's like, if I knew now what I
but he's such a deep serial killer. You think he wants to be in diaper? I mean, like, you can't go that far back. You
maybe I'm just like, I just want to start over.
I mean, a lot of you, I can see that feeling, but then there's just certain things, like, you got to learn so many things. But your teeth have to fall out. Your teeth, that freaks me out.
But then can you then just go from person to doll to person to doll? Like, can you go back?
So many questions. I don't know. I feel like that happens later in the series.
But then he just chooses the same goddamn doll. Don't they stop making it? I don't.
I mean, apparently it was a very appealing doll to some people. I look at it and I'm like, that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen, and I wouldn't buy that for my child. But I guess there's been worse dolls.
Well, look at like the All-American Girl dolls. Those are creepy.
Oh yeah, I didn't have one of those.
Neither did I, but they're creepy.
I played with my friends. My mom was like, I'm not getting that. It's like way expensive. What do you
we had a bunch of porcelain dolls when I was younger, but that's because we lived behind QVC, and so they threw out anything they felt they couldn't sell or was slightly broken. So I did a lot of dumpster diving as like a 10-year-old, and we got like 20 of these porcelain dolls in the boxes, and so maybe the hand just needed to be sewn back on or something.
That's
remote control cars, a whole bunch of weird shit.
Wow, that's what I want to do. It's my dream to be a QVC lady. I can go and talk about porcelain dolls. Are those still a thing? Like, do they?
I don't know, but they are creepy though. We gave them away as presents.
You found something in the trash and then you gave it away. One person.
I grew up poor. Leave me alone. Whatever. What do you want?
No, that's genius. Like, I'm very impressed. And now I'm gonna look at all the gifts you've given me and know that you
have stuff coming. Like, I think next week. I don't know.
From the trash? You got it, bro?
Maybe. It's a surprise.
I'm like just smelling everything. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Hit the bell on YouTube. Blurp.
Every time YouTube confuses you so much
because I don't use it very much. I'm sorry. I should
like, subscribe, hit the bell. If you follow us on iTunes or Spotify, rate and review and tell us how much you like us, because it makes Shealyn's ego bigger. So
yeah, no negative comments.
That will hurt my feelings, honestly. But yeah, so that way other people can find us. If you like us and rate us and give us 5 stars and tell us how amazing we are, then other people will be able to see this. So you should totally, absolutely do that.
Do that.
Yes. And then go to our website, join our Patreon page, and get some cool stuff like these awesome stickers that we have that I have sent out 4 of them. I sent 4 of these out to people. They are super freaking adorable.
Love them.
People can post them on everything.
And stay tuned for our Halloween health challenge, which has no rules except stop being a slob, because that's how I feel lately. So more
Shealyn has been called out on that one. It's what's happened.
No, my clothes just don't fit. It's too much pizza. So, you know.
Instead of dieting, we're just going to work out, but we will post stuff about that. So yeah, join our health challenge. Just follow us about that, because that'll be fun.
Yes, I'm excited.
All right. Till next time. Bye.
I popped some eyelashes on for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I should do that. I should buy some ear lashes.
Ear lashes? Yeah, put some fucking ear lashes on.